So there I was in the supermarket buying dog food for old Phantom here. I turned the corner of the aisle and wham! I bump into the screaming skull. You remember him? I think I heard you mention him. Oh, I put him away a dozen times in the 40s, but he reformed and turned to Jesus since then. Married, got 2 kids, we traded addresses, nice guy. Hollis, listen, it's almost midnight, I ought to go. Oh, sure, lost track of the time there talking about all that old shit. You must have been bored as hell. You know better than that. These Saturday night beer sessions are what keeps me going. Yeah, well, us old retired guys gotta stick together. Let me put this out, and I'll be right with you. You know, it was a crying shame they put you youngsters out to grass in 77. You were a better night owl than I ever was. Hollis, we both know that's bullshit, but thanks anyway. Hey, watch with the language. This is the left hook that floored Captain Axis, remember? How could I forget? Thanks for another great night, Hollis. Take care of yourself. You too, Danny boy. God bless. Hello, Daniel. Got hungry waiting. Helped myself to some beans. Hope you don't mind. Rorschach. That is, no, of course I don't mind. You want me to heat those up for you or anything? No need. Fine, like this. So, long time no see. How have you been keeping? Out of prison, so far. Take a look at this. What is it? This little stain, is that bean juice, or... That's right, human bean juice. Badge belonged to the comedian. Blood, too. He's dead. Dead? You're talking about the comedian? Investigated a routine homicide victim named Edward Blake. Found the costume in Blake's wardrobe. Seems he was the comedian. Somebody threw him out of a window. Somebody, listen, maybe we could talk about this down in my workshop. I feel kinda exposed up here. Also, that way you can use the hidden rear exit, when you leave, that is. Right down this way. You haven't been down here for a while. Neither have you. Lots of dust. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes I come and sit down here for a while, but there doesn't seem much point since I retired. Listen, about the comedian. Might it just have been an ordinary burglary or something? Maybe the killer didn't know who Blake was. An ordinary burglar? Kill the comedian? Ridiculous. I guess it doesn't seem very likely. I heard he'd been working for the government since 77, knocking over Marxist republics in South America. Maybe this was a political killing. Maybe. Or maybe someone's picking off costumed heroes. Don't you think that's maybe a little paranoid? That's what they're saying about me now, that I'm paranoid. The comedian was active for 40 years. Men make a lot of enemies in that time. How's your friend Hollis Mason these days? Hollis? What does he... They were both Minutemen when Blake was 16 and Mason was the first night owl. That book Mason wrote He said some bad things about the comedian in it. Rorschach, I don't like what you're implying here. Hollis is an old man. If you're thinking about going over there and scaring him, implying nothing, just an observation. Anyway, thought I'd let you know in case somebody's gunning for masks. Better go now. Things to do. Yeah, well, the tunnel brings you out in a warehouse 2 blocks north. Yes, I remember. Used to come here often, back when we were partners. Oh, yeah, those were great times, Rorschach. Great times. Whatever happened to them? You quit. Rorschach's Journal, October 13th, 1985. Slept all day, awoken at 4:37. Landlady complaining about smell. She has 5 children by 5 different fathers. I am sure she cheats on welfare. Soon it will be dark. Beneath me, this awful city. It screams like an abattoir full of retarded children. New York. On Friday night, a comedian died in New York. Somebody knows why. Down there, somebody knows. The dusk reeks of fornication and bad consciences. I believe I shall take my exercise. Rorschach! How are you doing, fella? I'm fine, Happy Harry. Yourself? Fine. I'm fine, and I'm glad you're fine too. Oh God, please don't kill anybody. Guy went sidewalk diving Friday night. I don't think he was alone when it happened. Name was Edward Blake, friend of mine. Hey, you hear that? He's got friends. Must have changed his deodorant. Steve, for God's sakes, man, shut the hell up. I gotta take a leak. Hey, I didn't mean nothing. I haven't been in the apple very long, and hey, wait. Oh! I've just broken this gentleman's little finger. Who killed Edward Blake? And his index finger. Who killed Edward Blake? Please, we don't know. Oh, guys, man, leave him alone. First visit of the evening. Fruitless. Nobody knew anything. Feel slightly depressed. Herm. This city is dying of rabies. Is the best I can do to wipe random flecks of foam from its lips. Never despair. Never surrender. I leave the human cockroaches to discuss their heroin and child pornography. I have business elsewhere, with a better class of person. The comedian dead? But why? You were always supposed to be world's smartest man, Veidt. You tell me. I never claimed to be anybody special, Rorschach. I just have some over-enthusiastic PR men. Listen, could it have been a political killing? Maybe the Soviets? Dryberg said same thing. Don't believe it. America has Dr. Manhattan. Reds have been running scared since '65. They'd never dare antagonize us. I think we've got a mask killer. Not necessarily. The comedian had plenty of other political enemies to choose from, even discounting the Russians. The man was practically a Nazi. He stood up for his country, Veidt. He never let anybody retire him. Never cashed in on his reputation. Never set up a company selling posters and diet books and toy soldiers based on himself. Never became a prostitute. If that makes him a Nazi, you might as well call me a Nazi too. Rorschach, I know we were never friends, but even so, you're being unfair. Nobody retired me. I chose to quit. I chose to quit adventuring and go public 2 years before the police strike made the Keene Act necessary. Yeah, good timing. I came here to warn you about the mass killer so you didn't end up smartest man in the morgue. But I guess there's worse things to end up as. Be seeing you. Sure. Have a nice day. Rorschach's Journal, October 13th, 1985, 8:30 p.m. Meeting with Veidt left bad taste in mouth. He is pampered and decadent, betraying even his own shallow liberal affections, possibly homosexual. Must remember to investigate further. Dryberg, as bad a flabby failure who sits whimpering in his basement.
Someone by the name of Rabid Waffles, who I actually know about because I did a video responding to one of their videos 2 years back, which we will explain later. They comment, Valerie Flowers is the best YouTuber. I'm his biggest fan. He really entertains me with his videos. What a guy.
Hilarious and original. Hilarious and